Exhausted. Welcome to the vlog. If you remember on my last vlog, I was already a little sick, mostly exhaustion and dehydration from all the work I did in Paris, meeting the clients and delivering their orders. Thankfully, we already had a ski trip. I did have a couple of clients who had already booked their session with me. Good afternoon. We don't want the mind to be an obstacle because energetically, the roads are open. What I want you to focus on all day, how do I feel?
Je suis vraiment tentée par le matin.
C'est bon, hein? Très bon demain, l'agneau. C'est quoi, c'est de la bête? Non.
Moi j'aime bien, elle est très légère. Tu bois pas? Je me garde pour ce soir.
On va se rattraper.
Merci.
C'est notre tartiflette. C'est totalement thérapeutique. Hop, Étienne.
You will not be able to experience the true inner joy, vibrate in this pleasure vibration, unless you address your trauma. Whether you are some high-level ranking person, big investment banker, lawyer, princess, a housewife, your inner felt experience, the fact that you're not able to observe, address, honor, even give love to the things that have hurt you, whether they're obvious or hidden. I really wanted to go back to my old format, having true master classes in a lifestyle video. So you need to get something to write on because today's topic is what is going to prevent you from going one step forward in your fulfillment and happiness journey as a woman. In a world where we're constantly having to deal with our duties, our responsibilities, especially when you're someone of high stature, someone who has people who rely on them or even people who depend on you, it is really crucial that you stay in your hyper femininity. There are two types of trauma. The trauma that you know that you experience, and there is a more vicious type of trauma. The subconscious mind is going to deliberately make you forget it is a way for you to survive. The reason why this trauma is more vicious than the other is because it's going to create triggers, things that are going to prevent you from being fulfilled on a day-to-day basis. It is archived memory that is going to come to the surface whenever you're going to have someone say something to you that's going to trigger you, or you're going to see something happen, or when you're going to go into your meditation. I'm going to go straight to my infinity breath, which I also call Venusian breath, breathing life into our three feminine energy centers, our three chakras, the sacral or sexual chakra, also known as the Svadhisthana chakra, the Anahata chakra, and the third eye, also known as the Ajna. So the breath is meant to feed and realign those energy centers. We really need to balance out this energy and allow our energetic anatomy to be the proper vehicle of a life of bliss. You're going to act by default. Overexploit your masculine energy as it keeps us combative, anxious. It's always about compensating for some sort of lack. So now that I've done my trigger observation, I am going to do a soft feminine EFT tapping, even though I still choose to love, honor, and respect myself. Being in your hyper femininity keeps you in creativity, in the flow, in the pleasure vibration, this state of receiving. So even if you're going at your responsibility, you're going to see a lot of people who really are needy when it comes to what you're bringing to them. You're still going to be in the gratitude, you're still going to be in the joy of giving, and the experience itself is going to be a fulfilling experience where you're receiving all of the joy of giving. This is all for my client. There are three types of feminine energy that you're going to find in the potions. The first one is self-love. The second one is self-obsession. Third one is self-seduction. I make by hand. It takes me anywhere between 200 hours to 700 hours to make just the bottle itself. So we're talking about 6 to 8 weeks, a real handcrafted work of art. The potion itself, which goes inside of the bottle, is infused with diamonds. So you're going to find the diamond clusters inside of the bottle. It has a resin. Usually I use oud as my predominant resin, as an energy magnifier. Today I'm meeting with my client. She doesn't live here and she comes from a culture where they actually love horse races. So I decided to go to a horse race in the French Riviera. It is a gorgeous day. I'm waiting for my ride. I'm going to meet my assistant. I'm going near Nice where they have the equestrian races. Bonjour. In some of my previous videos, I showed my spiritual initiations and I even talked about my godmother who is 99, almost 100 years old today. And she's one of my mentors. She helped me a lot. I have been on this journey to overcome one of my trauma, which I've turned into a savior complex. What exactly is a savior complex? I'm a potion maker, right? My job is to make the best potions. A potion is a few different specialties trapped in a bottle. Imagine you're going to a gemstone or a crystal shop where you're going to get a gemstone. So I personally don't work really with gemstones unless they're supporting quartz, which are helping the work of my dominant stones, which are diamonds, rubies, emeralds, moldavite, golden glass of Libya, which are 2 meteorites. One of the aspects of making a potion the way I do it, which is called lithotherapy. You're coming to me and you're saying, I want the energy of self-love, I want the energy of self-obsession, I want the energy of self-seduction, all of which are keeping you in that frequency of the pleasure principle, the joyful, the euphoria that I talk about so much, right? Those are ingredients which are going to be the resin. So I talk about the oud, which is my energy magnifier. I use pheromones. Pheromones are very well known these days. Their animal secretions make you very magnetic. I bring all of the competencies together and make a fragrance which you use for energy, elevate your aura. The savior complex made me go outside of the realm of my job. When you go to a gemstone shop, you get the gemstone, you go home and you use it. If you wanted to use a kunzite, for example, the kunzite itself is very powerful. However, how you bring it home, how is your home set up, how do you use it on a daily basis? The kunzite is not what is going to do the work because the kunzite is already perfect. My mentor, which is this lady, her name is Mambia, she told me, you are not your client's therapist, you are their potion maker. What I realized over the years is that my savior complex led me to interfere. I would not have any boundaries, even though my potions were so perfect. I carried this heavy responsibility of having to save my clients. If they came to me, say, because they want to get married, which is their wish, or they want to get that amazing investment deal, to blow up. Even though I'm making the perfect potion, I would literally lose sleep over the timing of when are they gonna get their wishes, which is actually not my job. It is their path. I had to respect their path. These conversations with my mentor really helped me. They helped me realize that I'm already doing the best that I can. My potions are already the best. If you're a potion lover, you buy my potions because you love potions, because you love the precious stone, because you love the experience of the pleasure principle. This was my fault. I put it all on me, and like I said, I used to lose sleep over my clients telling me that they're going through a rough path, when in reality, this is part of their path.
Aujourd'hui, il est vert avec une bonne jaune.
Pendant le dernier tournant avec Marvin Hornet, Owen Schwango qui signe une deuxième victoire. De cette qui est accompagné avec Prado et Goodspeed qui sont pratiquement Prado. Ils abordent le
Today we have a photo shoot. It is in the famous beach of Nice called Promenade des Anglais. Giving love to the things that hurt you the most. Those are the things that come creeping in your experience, make everything have a sour taste. So I started a new series on TikTok. I called it Unless You've Been Living Under a Rock, because no one is immune to trauma. No one is immune to the archived pain on their energy body, on their mental, even at the subconscious level, to inspire you to look at the things that trigger you on a daily basis, because the little things that force you to numb your emotions in order to go through the day, those are really the things, when you add them up, that create this energetic environment of sadness. And because no one would take pity on me, because they would say, oh, but you have this, why are you complaining? You're still better than such and such person. I ended up really negating my emotions of not being able to even take real pleasure in the little things of life. Outside invisible privilege made it almost impossible for me to acknowledge the fact that I was going through also trauma. Journaling is really something that I recommend every woman to do on a daily basis, or at least 3-4 times a week. My potion clients are very lucky because I've been gifting this planner left and right. They get the potion for the first time, they get this planner, either this format or larger format. However, when you go to my website, I make it a PDF because me living in the French Riviera and a lot of my clients living internationally, not everyone is going to buy something like this and pay $100 to DHL it to Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, New York. The PDF is really the best option that I found. You download, this is a format that my assistant Julia did for me. She basically printed out the planner and she brought it to a binding center. I think it really didn't cost more than €5 to bind it. See here, feelings of the week, yoni ritual. What's going on in terms of triggers when it comes to romance? The way you neglect yourself is the way the universe itself neglects you. I've talked about it in my book, Addicted to Pleasure, the Goddess formula to manifest our most capricious desires. And if you follow my work, you know that I come from a tribe called the Mermaid tribe. Going to the spa is not a luxury for someone like me. It is something that I do frequently because it reconnects me to my nature and it helps me actually perform the best. When I am very busy, especially, it is important to have this balance. Say it with me. I'm entitled to live, manifest, lavish interior opulence. I love you and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.